as opposed to just like shitty paper where it just like oversaturates and just like pushing outward.
Okay.
Whenever you
All
see
right.
me painting on like this type of crappy thinner paper, I'm not putting a whole lot of water, so it stays kind of exactly where I put it. But if you look closely, like I did put a little blob there, and you'll see that if you see that little tiny edge right there, it bloomed out
Yeah,
into
yeah.
the smoke because it's not very good
But
paper.
that's why I was asking you, like, do you, especially when you're doing detail, do you keep your brush a little drier or?
Well, so like this one's a squeeze pen, but I'm not using any of the water in here. I'm dipping it into water over here and just using it like a regular brush.
Ah,
Um,
okay.
but yeah, it's what you see here is kind of all the water that's really being put on the tip. Like
I got you.
whatever.
Okay.
So when you see what I'm doing over here, that water there is kind of gets what's put on the tip there.
Yeah.
So
And I've never deep dived into watercolor. I just know the few times that I tried it, the shit like seemed like it just went everywhere. And I was like, I don't understand how I'm supposed to work with this.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's just you always go light and light passes. Don't over wet your brush. Keep it so like you can actually wet it just enough. And you see here how I make it real lightly. You can like make a line, and it'll stay that way. So like let me make one over here.
So you
And
can
actually
actually layer your watercolor without fucking up your paper as long as you.
let it
Because
kind of
doesn't it
dry in
start
between
to, like,
each
eventually it's
pass.
gonna start to wave up and shit, right? Once you add so much
Yeah,
color.
yeah, I got a bunch of waves on here, and you
Ah,
can
okay.
technically tear the paper if you keep going over it. But whenever I'm
Right.
touching the paper, I'm touching it like a feather. You know how like when your mom used to pet you as a baby, real soft on the back of your hand or on your
Mm,
forehead or your head, and you get that light rhythm touch. That's how I tell kids to learn how to touch the paper. So it's you're
yeah.
just barely gliding on the paper. That way you're not digging it. Some kids will
It's
like
like
dig
it's
into the paper with the brush and just
right, right.
beat the
It's
shit out
like
of it. Yeah.
I don't know if you ever had a pet bird, but if you ever pet your bird, you pet
Oh, I pet
just
my bird all the time. What do you mean? Yeah.
not that one.
Okay. No, yeah, like a little. I used to have a little parakeet. God,
Yeah,
what was his name? Max, little Maxie. He was fucking awesome parakeet. And you just pet him, and he lands on you, and you're like, oh. Or
yeah.
how you pet your dogs or your babies and kids and shit like that. It's the
Dude, I
same.
had a little cockatiel, and there you go, cock. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah,
Any
he
cockle
was
do.
yeah. It looks like a little miniature cockatoo. See, there's
Hmm.
cock again. Anyway, but like I could put my finger up to his little forehead, and just like pet him, and then he would
Hmm.
just stick his whole head into like my three fingers, and I could grab him, like around the head and just scratch him
Yeah.
like a dog, and
Yeah.
he would just be like, "Oh, oh."
You love it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so
So
crazy, dude, because you don't think about a bird doing shit like that.
yeah, I often just describe that the petting as a baby, or like caressing a baby's forehead or face or cheeks or whatever.
Mm,
And everybody understands that. Like when you feel that light
yeah,
touch, that's what you want to do with a brush. And when you're painting, initially learning how to paint, you gotta learn how to control that and not beat the shit out of the canvas or the
right,
brush,
yeah,
or your paper. And also, it saves your how fast your brush wears out, the tip of it,
yeah. Mhm.
by learning how to control that soft touch. And when I ink, there's a lot of pencilers and inkers that push really hard on the paper and the pen and all that. I try
Right,
to
right,
learn how
right.
to be softer with it. That way I can make smoother lines. And even like Sandra Hope has talked about that kind of stuff. How when you ink, you gotta have more flow. So the lighter of a touch, and you can just kind of
Yeah, you
slightly
gotta,
glide on
like,
top of the paper. Yeah.
become consistent with it, yeah.
Yeah. So like here, I'm gonna make a try to make a really nice little thin line, just as an example of how well I can, or how well you can like watercolor with just a line. So I made a really thin little line there. No big deal.
And that's watercolor right
Yeah, that's watercolor.
there. That's fucking cool, dude. So you got, like, a little water reservoir in your pen?
Yeah, but I'm actually just using water
Yeah,
and
I know you
dipping
said
this
you're
in.
just dipping it, but you can actually put water, like, in the
Yeah,
handle and just, like,
yeah.
squeeze a
If I
little bit?
squeeze it, it'll have more water over here. Yes, sir.
Ah, okay. I got you.